So there were loads and loads of stressful things about the build. One of the most stressful things was that our house was no longer our home. The builders would arrive about 8 and they'd go at 4, and in that time it was their workspace, it wasn't our home. We had all sorts of issues about no heating, no water, we had floods, we were living in a building site, we had fires, and this was just going on day in, day out. So the original plan was that it was supposed to take 3 to 4 months. We are now in month 9 and we're still not there, it's still not finished.
We decided to do an extension, and we didn't really realise how stressful it was going to be until we'd started. We had several people in our house. We were having to live in a small bedroom upstairs as a family. We had plumbers in, we had electricians in, we had plasterers, builders, decorators. Just having all those people walking through our house or coming into our house and having to coordinate them was very, very stressful.
So as the work progressed, we were condensed more and more into smaller and smaller spaces. The downstairs part of the house basically was a no-go zone for us. The kitchen was non-existent, and we were all crammed into one little tiny bedroom upstairs as our sitting room. So Christmas was spent with us in one little room, little tiny Christmas tree in the corner, no decorations, and Teresa had to cook her Christmas meal, which she did beautifully, in a kitchen with just basically a cooker, and that was it. There was nothing else. So yeah, it's gone on and on and on, and I think that's been the worst thing. It's been really difficult to see where the end is.
Just the decisions that had to be made there and then, because if they weren't made there and then the builders just did what they wanted to do, along with the electricians and the plumber. They literally made the decision themselves, and so we get home of a night time and things weren't quite how we wanted them to be.
How I would describe our living conditions were that we were camping. We've been camping out for the past 9 months probably. We had a bathroom. We have a bathroom. It wasn't a particularly functional bathroom for a long period of time, it felt like anyway. We didn't have water, we didn't have heat. We were just basically having to make do. The bedrooms, we're all sleeping on the floor, on mattresses. It's just been so much more intrusive, I think, than we ever thought it would be, and so much more long term than we ever thought it would be.
We had just rubble and dust everywhere. It was awful, absolutely awful. I don't know how we put up with it.
Here we are at the end of the build, and we've got our kitchen and we've got our new fridge freezer eventually after 3 attempts, and it is fantastic. It's really cool because we've got a fridge freezer for the first time in our experience that dispenses cold water and ice. Upstairs, George has got his 2 rooms back. He's been able to personalise it. He's got his movie room back, so it's now his area, his domain again. So he's got LED lights in the ceiling that allow him to have mood lighting in his media room, and it is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic.
So yeah, it was just not what we expected. And would I go through it again? Probably, but I would make sure that I had it all under control. I'd have to be the project manager completely. If you're thinking of having an extension, it's a good idea, but just do your research, get everything in place before you have it.
And it sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous, but you know, it has been traumatic. It has been something that we went into very lightly, and we've come out the other end thinking, oh my goodness, why did we do it? And we are in a better place now. We are in a home that is lovely. But it's been difficult, and as I say, we've all been through traumas, but we've all survived, and we've all supported each other. And luckily, each one of us has had a bit of a meltdown at a time when the others are a little bit stronger. And so we've learned a lot about ourselves. We've learned a lot about each other, and it is positive, and we are very grateful that we are where we are. But it's not something I think I would do again.